witches. This video is to talk about the fact that I'm going through some serious spiritual and personal transitions. I've mentioned in previous videos that I've been studying tarot a little bit more in depth. I've been focusing on one card each week and doing path working with each card. It's caused me to reevaluate both past decisions and things that I consider maybe mistakes or turning points in my life, and how I would do things differently. And I recently watched Joanna DeVoe's Kick-Ass Witch, the last video that she made talking about Dharma and finding your soul's purpose in life. And I really believe that when you are living your soul's purpose, that you are basically happy in life. You're doing what you love, you're loving what you do, and for the most part, although you have ups and downs like anyone else, your life is enjoyable. I don't want to be at the end of my life thinking that I made it through my life. I want to enjoy my life. I want to be happy. And I do know that the last 10 or so years, I haven't enjoyed my life at all. In fact, I have suffered through my life, literally. The last 11 years of my life have been nothing but living hell, chaos, trial after trial after trial. And obviously there's got to be a reason for it. Some people suggested it was my house, have the house blessed and all of that. Well, you know, I did that back then. I had priests and such come and bless the house and all those kind of things. I do know that there are spirits in the house. I've made my peace with them. I don't feel harm or anything negative from them. In fact, I think one of them is just a child, and I think that he either thinks or associates me with his mother, and that's okay. I don't feel anything wrong or bad about that. It was kind of a little bit scary at first, but I think it's fine. Plus, I live in front of a cemetery, and during the times of the year when the veil is real thin, especially at Samhain, I tend to experience dreams of other people's lives. I don't know if it's the spirits purposely showing me them, or if it's just happening because the veil is so thin. But I'm dreaming of other people's lives, not mine. For a while, I thought maybe it was some type of past life memory, but I don't think that's what's going on. I think it's just that I'm seeing other people's memories and something like that. But to get back to the life-changing stuff, I'm at the point where I'm done being complacent, and I'm done getting through life. I'm going to be doing some serious journaling and making that list that Joanna DeVoe was talking about, writing down, like, if money, time, and circumstance was not a problem, if you could do anything, what would you be doing? And there was a time in my life where I did that. The first words out of my mouth would have been horseback riding. I remember working in a shoe store when I was 19 years old, and a man came in and asked me, what's a pretty girl like you doing working in this awful shoe store? What would you be doing if you could do anything you wanted? And I said, I'd be riding horses. And it just so happened that he owned an island, and they needed somebody experienced with horses to take people on horseback tours. So that was the most wonderful, amazing time of my life. It was like living in a fairy tale dream for me, but I got very sick. I had chronic appendicitis, and nobody seemed to be able to diagnose it properly. And it wasn't until I was open on the operating table that they actually figured out what was wrong with me. And so if I had kept on just toughing it out like I was, I wouldn't be here right now. So yeah. So I've already wasted the last 11 years of my life just sticking it out and making it through my life. And it's time for me to shake things up now and really make some major decisions and changes. So this is me putting this words into a video so that I can look back and remember that I said them, and see where it goes from here. I'm hoping that a year from now I can look back and see this video and that my life will be drastically different, that I'll be happier, and when we're happier we tend to be healthier. You can see people that live unhappy lives, what happens to them. I've been involved in several abused women's support groups, and the women who got away from the abusers transformed. They went from, being overweight, dressing not very nice, crappy clothes, broken out skin. As you can see, I am totally broken out right now because I'm under a great deal of stress. And for those of you who don't know, the triangle right here on your face that's associated with stress and bad eating, yeah. I believe hormonal pimples come on your forehead. I've never broken out really in my life, so this is pretty new and horrible for me. But you can see that if you look at a picture of me 11 years ago versus a picture of me now, it's a completely different person. You wouldn't even think that I am the same person. Yeah, this is me 11 years ago. I could have been a Hollywood star. But terrible circumstances have caused my teeth to fall out, my body to become unhealthy, weight gain, back pain, the whole 9 yards. If it's unhealthy, it's me. In fact, before 11 years ago, I used to run 6 miles a day, cardio kickboxing, horseback riding, dog training, dog shows, blah, blah, blah. And now I don't hardly leave the house. The only time I leave the house is when you guys see me driving. Yeah. So, I don't know. This is kind of a rambling video. I just felt the need to document some of my spiritual chaos and spiritual changes and attempts at change. Change is really scary for me. I know it's scary for a lot of people, but it's easy for people to point the finger and say, life is what you make it. You control your own destiny and all of that. But most people have some type of security. Most people have some type of a savings in the bank. Most people own something or other. But I can say that I literally will 100% be starting from scratch. I own nothing. I have nothing. I'm living literally hand to mouth, day to day, scraping by. So jumping out into the world on your own as possibly a single mother without the ability to work, because I have so many health problems, back pain, degenerative disease, close to diabetes, and a lot of other stuff. I have a really bad heart problem now that I always forget about because it's relatively new discovery, and all of that. So this is all new for me. Before I lived where I live, I was a happy, healthy, successful person. And so starting from scratch again as the opposite of that is going to be pretty scary. But I really want to do it because I don't want to be 10 years from now looking back and saying, I could have done something about this. So I'm going to try. Okay, guys. I haven't got to video any tornadoes yet. I watched the news at my friend's house, and I didn't want to get caught driving back home in the tornado, so when I get home, we'll see if there's any damage.